Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's video. My name is Niku, and we're going to be doing some trading. So this is going to be this is my daily daily trading session. We're going to go for about an hour. We are currently about just over an hour into the UK session, and yeah, I'm just going to be doing some trades and explaining what I do while we're doing it, and explaining my strategies. Okay, so let's jump into the charts. There we go. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be using three different strategies. First off, let me explain to you what I've got on my charts. I've got three moving averages. These are the 50, 100, and 200 simple moving averages. I've also got ADX, stochastic, and the RSI on default settings. And I'm just looking at a potential setup there. Yeah, we're going to be using three strategies today. These are the three strategies that I use the most. Number one would be divergence. There's four different kinds of divergence, and if you guys are not familiar with it, I suggest you go to Baby Pips or Investopedia and just do a search for divergence, and lots of examples, a lot of information. I'm not going to explain exactly how divergence works. Because there's a lot of information on it online, and you can just quick Google will sort you out. The second strategy that I'm going to be using is the ADX. I'm going to be looking for DI spikes, either positive or negative, and with a low ADX value. As you know, the ADX line, which is the yellow one here, this shows you the strength of the movement, nothing to do with direction. Your DI plus and minus, the green is the plus, the red is the minus. This will show you the direction of the price movement. So we're going to look for DI spikes, and then we're going to, this should be a buy here actually. Then we're going to look for DI spikes that's relatively high. We're talking like 50 maybe, 50 or above, and while my ADX remains quite low. Third strategy I'm going to be using involves the RSI. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for areas where price is trending, like this price was trending down here. Let me just change this. So price was trending down here, and what I look for is areas where price moves back to the moving averages, which I then use as resistance in this case, or support if price is moving above it. And I'm going to be looking for areas where the RSI is below and coming back to the 50 value line. So like this was a good example. We were moving downwards, came back to test it, and price leveled out on the 50 moving on the 50 line of the RSI, and then this would be a sell, and price continued moving downwards. So that's the trades. That's the three strategies that I'm going to be using, and we're just going to be looking for trades. Okay. Those of you that's seen my previous videos, the stuff that I used to do, it's not available on my channel anymore. But you will notice that I'm using a different broker. There's two main reasons that I decided to switch, and I'm now trading with Pocket Option. Number one is my expiry times are from the time I take my trade. Let me just give you guys an example here quickly. So I've got my expiry time set to 1 minute. So it's going to be 1 minute from the moment I enter the trade. It's not going to be, if I take it, it doesn't matter what time I take it, it's going to be for 1 minute. So no more 30-second trades while you actually want to do a 1 minute, or a 1 minute 30-second trades while you want to do 1 minute. The reason I prefer this is because when I get divergence, when it forms, I want to play it, and then I want to be in the trade for a few candles, and this is ideal for that. So let's take a sell here. As you can see, when I clicked it, it's 1 minute from the time that I entered. Another thing you will notice is that there's zero delay on the entries. So when I enter the position, my positions, they are there instantly. Especially for me when because I'm using 10-second charts, even a 1 second delay can sometimes be the difference between a winning and losing trade. If we get a sudden big movement and I'm trying to get in, oftentimes it would have happened in the past where I would take a trade. Let's get an example. Maybe I would take a sell maybe here, and then next moment there's a big massive red candle. My trade enters at the bottom of the candle, and I end up losing it, where if I got in where I actually wanted to take the trade, it would have been a winning trade. Okay, so those are the two main reasons that I'm using pocket option. Another advantage though is that they still have deposit bonuses. And while we're on the topic of deposit bonuses, I do a stream on their official YouTube channel once a week. Their channel is at Pocket Option on YouTube. You can just do a search for that. Where I'm doing live trading. It's a live stream. We're taking trades on the market, and then you guys can watch and ask questions. But also during those streams, there's usually a special promo code only valid for 2 days or so, which sometimes the last one we had last week was 70, I believe it was a 70% deposit bonus. So if you join into those videos, you can get the promo code, and if you need to make a deposit, you'll get a decent deposit bonus there as well. There are some other features of of this platform. They've got a market. You get achievements for taking trades, and you can actually go to the market and actually get cash back as well, which is really nice, in my opinion. We might have some divergence setting up here. Okay, guys. So one last thing though before I turn my full attention to the charts. If you guys have any questions, I'm doing a video like this every day. It's going to be an hour long, roughly, more or less an hour. We're going to take some trades. Sometimes there's going to be a lot of trades, sometimes a few. But if you guys have any questions on anything that I've done, I will every day look at the last 2 videos that I posted. I will look at the comments, and if there's any questions or topics or anything unclear about what I'm doing, I'll cover that. So please make sure if you stumble across a random video, please make sure of the date it was posted. I'm not going to be looking at 3 days or older comments because it will become it just becomes too much stuff to look, to have it. It takes too much time to read everything. So yeah, every day I'll check the last 2 videos before I post the new one, and then answer any questions that you guys might have. Okay, so now we got to wait for some entries. It hasn't been a bad day today. The market has been fairly smooth. So let's see if we can find something. I'm just going to put this away. There we go. So we have no data releases upcoming in the next couple of hours. We do have some data this afternoon in the US session, but that's not going to be relevant to this video. So let's see if we get an entry. Okay, so right now I can see that price is, there was a big move. We had a massive DI spike, but the ADX is coming up strong, which tells me that there's a lot of strength behind this move here. But I also know that it's very possible that I might see some bearish divergence form now. If this does happen, I can take a sell trade, but I need to wait for it to form. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I am not trying to predict the market, but I am trying to identify areas where I might get a trade before it happens, purely for the reason that I can be prepared. This is coming down. Purely for the reason that I can actually be prepared and not miss my trade. Miss out on a trade and having to wait for the next one. Okay, so the reason I took this is normal bearish divergence. It's going to be difficult to draw this in though. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, so we had price make a new high. Let's start here. We had a big push, price made a high. Came down, small correction, and made a new high. And then started coming down again. My indicators, both the RSI and the stochastic, did not make new highs on their peaks. So this peak is lower than this one. This peak here on the RSI was a little bit lower than that one. So that's normal bearish divergence. And we got 2 seconds left. There we go. Good trade. Okay, so that's normal bearish divergence. We actually had some... no, this was not bullish divergence. I almost made a boo-boo. But yeah, we look for divergence. Divergence tells us something that's happening in the market. It's not predictive, but it's the nice thing about divergence is it's real time. It's not a lagging indicator. It just shows you something that is currently happening, which is really valuable since most indicators are lagging indicators. All three of these, the RSI, the stochastic, and the ADX, are technically lagging indicators. So divergence is brilliant for showing something that is happening right now. It's not something that's happened in the past. Okay, so it looks like we're having a trend change here. Oh man, this was some divergence as well. So we had the same setup here, and then the previous trade we took, price made a new high, but my indicators made lower highs. Okay, looks like we're having a trend change here. So the RSI strategy that I mentioned, I use that in strong trends, and now we're only going to look for buy signals at the moment from the RSI. Divergence, if it looks okay, I'll take sell entries, and then also DI spikes depending on the situation. We might take some reversal trades there, but at the moment my ADX is coming up really hard. It's not slowing down, and so taking any sell trades at this moment in time will be quite risky, because it's likely there's a higher probability that that price will continue upwards than it will continue than it is to continue downwards. So looking for buy trades, but only if I get a decent entry on one of my 3 strategies. There's a lot of momentum behind this push here. Let's switch to one of the other charts. See what they look like. Strong push. I suspect all the Euro charts will be looking the same. Might as well stick to Euro USD. Euro dollar. And you guys can see the payouts are actually quite nice as well. Most of the assets will have 92% during the day. There are times that it fluctuates, but most of the time we're trading on 92%. Okay, we should see a bit of a pullback now, small correction again. And now I'm gonna wait and see if price comes down a bit and it's stops at the area of the moving average here. I'm gonna look for my RSI to hit the middle line, and that would be a buy opportunity for me. Also, if my stochastic comes down, like all the way down and pushes up, that would be kind of like hidden bullish divergence. But we'll see. Doesn't look like it's going to happen though. We keep pushing. Okay, so ADX is not coming down. Remember, the ADX doesn't show me direction. It only shows me strength of the movement. The DI plus and DI minus is what will be showing me the direction of the move. Does look like we have some bearish divergence here. I think I'm going to take a sell, risk it. Beautiful. Now, can you imagine if I took this trade and there was a 1 second delay, and I got my sell in at the bottom somewhere here? That would have been a bad thing, obviously. So yeah, like I said, it's one of the main reasons, one of the two main reasons that I switched to pocket option. I don't have any delays in taking my trades. Don't disappoint me now. Okay, so the reason I took this again was bearish divergence. And my ADX was coming down, started dropping, so it told me that the strength of the movement is weakening a bit. That's why I took the risk of taking this trade. It wasn't a good one though, but it's okay. We never win all our trades. Anybody that ever tries to tell you that they've got a strategy that never loses or will give you guaranteed returns, especially if it's quick, just walk away, doesn't exist. Trading is, if it was that simple, a lot more people would be doing it successfully. But as we know, a lot of people are struggling with this. This is a difficult game, but it's manageable. But yeah, no strategy, no 100% strategy, and we take the winning trades along with the losing trades. Might get a setup here. Again, looks like it's going to drop. Got this little ADX, little stochastic divergence between these two peaks. It's very small, but it's there. But this is pushing really hard now. I would like to see some kind of retracement before I consider taking another trade now. And looks like this is it. A bit more of a push, and we might be able to take a trade off the RSI if it just comes a little bit closer to the moving average here. I suspect we might see another big red one like this one. It's a guess. Like I said, no divergence yet. I'm going to play it in this area, take a buy. There we go. So I've got a few confirmations to take this trade for me. I got a small red DI spike there. And like I said, the RSI came down to the middle line here. And it's right on the moving average. So there's a good chance, it's a high probability that it will turn, and it did. And that is why we take these trades. Fantastic. And again, zero delay on entry. It's so important. So important. How much time do we have left on this? 5 seconds. Should be good. There we go. Uh, 20 minutes. We've done 3 trades. Market's good today. not waiting too long for entries, which is nice. And then more importantly, I get to pick the good ones. I don't have to take trades that I'm not sure about. Should be able to risk a buy again. So again, it's just exactly what we were doing. Price made a new high, which tells me that we're still in an upwards trend. Came down to the moving average, and the RSI came down to the 50 line, and I'm just taking another buy. I'm just going with the direction that price is currently moving. Once this one is done, though, I won't look for another trade using this immediately, because if you zoom out a bit, you can see that we've been moving upwards, but now we're starting to move sideways. Okay, so that tells me that we might start to get reversals or return. You can also see that my ADX is coming down low, so the strength of the trend is weakening. There we go. So there's a very good chance that it might actually drop a bit here now. So I'm not gonna risk another one right now. Even though the conditions are kind of met for an entry, I do have to take into account that at the moment it does look like we are moving. We are going to start turning downwards, or at least sideways, and it's not worth it to risk a trade for me at this moment. There's no divergence. My 50 moving average is busy turning, well, it's flatlining. So yeah, I'm not going to risk a trade here. I like to use this RSI strategy in a upwards move, and this is no longer an upwards move. This is sideways. So yeah, definitely going to skip this. And this would have been either a close win at the moment, 2, 4, 6. Yeah. So this candle would have determined if I did take it here, this candle would have determined the win or lose, and it would have been a bad trade. That's the reason why I stayed out of it. We can't just, any strategy you use, you cannot just blindly say, if this value is met, I'm going to take a trade. If this setup occurs, I'm going to take a trade. You do have to take into account just a little bit more of the bigger picture, the way we did here. So, like I said, right here, it started flatlining. I got 2 trades. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to take a risk. Got my 2 trades. I'm happy with it. And I'm going to just wait for another setup of my strategies. Okay, so we're coming down. Turns out it is changing direction a bit. Now, whether this is just a small correction and going to continue upwards, or just going to keep coming down or move sideways, we don't know. We're not going to predict it, but I do know that, or I can keep an eye out for big ADX spikes on this 200 moving average here. If my ADX remains low, I do know that if I'm in a downwards movement, I can look for divergence setups. So right now we might have, it's possible, it could be that some bullish divergence forms, or if it pushes up back to this area here, that's my previous high. So if price comes back and retests this moving average and my stochastic comes all the way up, I'm going to have hidden bearish divergence, and I'll play that then. But I'm not committing to any trades at the moment. I'm just trying to proactively identify areas where I can, where potential setups might occur, and then I can be ready if they do play out. So let's see what happens. I might have missed a potential sell here. price was moving below. This was a retest, and we basically hit the 50 line there, but I was busy talking, so I missed that. Saw this too late. And this would have been a good trade if you got in on any one of those two candles. If you took it right there, if you took it on this candle here, it would have won already. And if you took it on this green candle there, it would have also won. It would have been close, but it would have been a winning trade. So a missed opportunity there, and but we're not going to fret about it. So now my stochastic is making the high that I was anticipating, but it formed a I was anticipating this while this was still the last high. This is now the last high, and there is no divergence between these 2 points for me. Although it would have been if it didn't form the high here and just go back up. This would have been my last high, and it would have been divergence, and I would have been able to take a sell trade. But right now, no setup. Although if I had to bet, yeah, I was going to say it's going to drop from here, but just a feeling. It's not an entry, so we're not playing it. Okay, so sideways again. We were pushing hard and went sideways, just a small drop, went sideways. This little push here was actually a good trade because we came back to test this level here. Let's draw that in. There we go. Let's make this a little thicker. Make this different color. So we came back to test basically, let's duplicate this area here. I could even argue for that. So we had price come up, we hit this area, come back, bounce between, out, stayed with it, bounced on it, broke through, and then came back for a retest. So that could have been arguably a good sell. I do occasionally use trend lines, stuff that I draw in. I'm not going to do it for these videos though. It seems that a lot of people struggle with trend lines, and I'm just going to cover the strategies that I use where you can simply add some indicators to your chart and then practice how to read them. Whereas drawing trend lines, it can be tricky to determine which lows and which highs you have to use. A lot of people, like I said, seem to struggle a bit with that. So we're gonna keep. I'm just gonna keep it simple. Every day we're gonna do this. My 3 core strategies, and we're gonna stick to that. And hopefully, if I'm doing this over and over, showing examples over and over, you guys might actually start to understand and be able to use this in your trading arsenal as well. No trades at all. There's nothing that I can even see that might form soon. Maybe some bullish divergence here. If it does form, if it forms above the, but it's gonna be difficult for it to form above the 200 moving average. Because I need a low, and if any low now would be below anyway, below the 200 moving average, so that's void. Okay, it does look like we are in an emerging downwards trend now. So I should be able to expect price to start moving downwards for a bit from here. If this does happen, I'm going to be watching the RSI and seeing if I can get any sell entries. But that is not happening yet. Let's see. And this is how trading goes. We got, how many was it? 3 or 4 very nice entries in close succession of each other. And now we're waiting. Now we just wait. So this is really something you have to keep in mind when you're trading. Don't force your trades. Don't rush. Be patient. Wait for good setups. This might actually be a good sell. The reason I'm taking it is I've got we are basically in a downwards movement. I got a big DI spike on the ADX. The ADX was still low, and it was right on the 100 moving average. Tells me there's a good chance that it might reject because, as I mentioned, the moving averages are used. I use them as dynamic support and resistance areas. So there's a fairly decent chance that price will reject on this area and come down. Not a lot of strength behind well, either direction, up or down, but we did have like I call them hollow moves. Although this does look like it might go badly. It did hold for a while, but I'm going to lose this trade. That's okay. Just wait for the next one. It's probably going to come down now. Maybe not. But again, like I said, it's impossible to predict what will happen. All I'm doing is trying to identify potential trade areas before price reaches. But I'm in no way trying to actually predict what the market will do. Because I've said it many times, it's impossible. Nobody can predict what the market will do. If it was possible, trading would have been so much easier. It's not. But we can follow what is happening. We can follow something that is happening, and that's pretty simple to do. Let's see. Does look like it's changing direction again, right? ADX is starting to climb still, or still climbing. What is the value? 26-ish now. This should be a good buy, actually. We are making higher highs. Okay, so we are moving upwards. Price is above the moving average, and we had the RSI hit the middle line there. So this is part of my strategy. That's why I'm taking this. As a bonus, we kind of have hidden bullish divergence. So that kind of confirms for me that's kind of confirmed my trade. But again, this looks like it's going to nail me. Was I just a bit early on this one? It would appear so. Could still make it. But I was a bit early on this, I think. Trade is good though. And it's only been 35 minutes. That's 5 trades, 6 trades we've done. Like I said, the market is actually pretty good today. And we're not waiting too long for entries. Just got to be patient, take the good ones. Okay, looks like we might have a bit of sideways movement for a little bit. But let's see what happens. I think maybe one more. Let's see if we can find something. Finally continuing the movement down, or what? Nope. Now we're starting to see a kind of a battle. We still haven't broken the 200 moving average. And we just did. Okay, so looks like the trend change is confirmed. Like what we will likely see now is a push up to this area to come retest the 100 and the 50 moving averages. I'm gonna have a look and see if my RSI hits the 50 line. I suspect we're gonna see let's do no, I've got red on. Let's do we keep the white. I suspect we're gonna see something like this. Well, somewhere to about here, and then a retrace to somewhere about here. Something like that, I suspect. Could be wrong. I'm wrong. This is exactly why we don't trade on what we think will happen. But the reason I looked at this is because I know that very often when we have a direction change like this and it's starting to push hard in one direction, we're going to have a correction, and that correction often, not always, but often will give me hidden bearish divergence, which is a continuation trend, and I will take a sell because it's then confirms to me that the move is still going to continue to the downward side. Actually, let's just leave those there. But like I said, guys, don't try to predict. It's impossible. Just look what the market is telling you and follow. We could actually, let's make this a little bit longer. I've got a lot of levels here. That's coming together. When they start coming together like this, I would wager good money that price is going to hit this area where the 50 and the 100 coincides with this resistance area. Was a support line, but it's now a resistance area. I know that this is likely going to happen. And then I'm going to, knowing this, I'm going to just be ready to see if there's any bearish divergence forming, or if I do get a DI plus spike, a sharp DI plus spike that's hitting either in this area or on this line. There's what looks like some divergence forming, price is coming up. It's very likely that it will hit this area now. Very, very likely. And it should be at the same time that it hit, that at least the 50 hits, or is really, really close. We do have divergence forming, so that's confirmed. I should have taken a sell here. This is one of the dangers of trying to not predict. I don't want to use the word predict because that's not what I'm doing, but trying to plan areas where you take trades is that you get so focused on it. I actually missed a very good sell here, and I wasn't paying attention because I was kind of convinced that it's going to hit the moving averages, and I missed the sell setup here. So there's a trade missed, but it's okay. Doesn't matter. There will be more. I'm not going to stress about it too much. 2, 4, 6. So if I played that candle for a minute, this would have been a winning trade. I did not, though. Right, I did think I missed that opportunity. But it did form. Price was hitting that area there while the moving average was really close to it as well. And these are the things you need to look out for them, but you will only get this with a little bit of experience, but you need to know to look for it, to learn to look for it. Look for areas where the support and resistance kind of comes together from different sources. It always makes for good trading. Usually very, very good entries if you can catch those. And I totally missed this now. Because I know we're moving in a downwards direction, but I'm kind of hesitant to take any trades. I don't know why, but I have a suspicion it's going to spike to upwards. It just feels like it's gonna. Change this, didn't I? Yes, I did. Technically, this should be an entry for me now. A sell for a sell trade. But I don't know. It doesn't. It's moving sideways, so it's not really trending hard. ADX is super low. So there's not a lot of strength in this current downwards move at the moment. So it's dodgy. It could go either way. I'm not gonna risk it. And this is where we need to differentiate between not between, but we have to look at our strategies and say, okay, fine. We're gonna play entries that we given, but if we don't feel comfortable with the trade, just don't take it. and wait for the next setup. Because this can, even if I took it up there, this could still go either way. And I'm not willing to risk trades unnecessary. If I don't feel really comfortable, if it doesn't look too good to me, just skip it. Just give it a skip and don't worry about it. Wait for the next one. There's going to be lots of trades. We're on 46 minutes though. I think this might be a good spot to end this. What's the time? 11:30. I do have an appointment a bit later. Unfortunately, a little pressed for time. But I think this was a good session though. We did get some good trades. We did get some good examples of entries on the 3 different strategies. So yeah, this is just from here on, it's rinse and repeat. So I think I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow morning for the next session. Any questions, remember, leave them in the comments. If you want to get notified whenever I post a video, just hit the subscribe button and then the notification. And also, if you guys want to give Pocket Option a go, see how the platform feels, even if it's just a demo account. I'll leave a link in the description below, so you can just click on that and head over to their site and see what this platform feels like, and experience instant trading for a bit, for a change. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you all tomorrow. Cheers, bye.